Your manifestations work exactly the same way. When you've done the inner work, when you've aligned your consciousness with your desire, your job is to nurture it with trust and gratitude, not to obsess over how or when it will appear. I know what you're thinking, but what about if it doesn't happen? When those thoughts come up, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this. Your job is not to control when and how. Your only job is to stay in the feeling of trust and gratitude, knowing it's already done. If it helps, create a mantra. I trust the process. I release all control. What's meant for me will come to me, and repeat it until the weight of worry lifts. Before we embark on today's conversation, I want to pause for a moment to soak in the immense gratitude I feel for each and every one of you. Week after week, you show up here, lending your hearts, your curiosity, and your presence in this space. What a gift it is to share this journey with you. When I first began these conversations, I had no idea what they would grow into. A tapestry of connection woven together by your stories, your messages, and your reflections. This community is more beautiful than I could have dreamt, and it's all because of you. Every note you've sent, every story you've shared about how these conversations have landed in your life fills me with profound sense of joy and purpose. It reminds me of the magic we create together, the way we're learning, growing, and celebrating the tender, messy, and extraordinary moments that make us human. So as we look ahead to 2025, I am so thrilled to share that there are even more luminous conversations, soul-stirring guests, and transformative stories waiting for us. Together, we'll continue to dive deep, ask meaningful questions, and discover new ways of being. If this space has touched your life, if you've even found a slither of inspiration, I would love for you to join our growing circle by hitting the subscribe button. It's such a simple act, but it allows us to expand this beautiful community and welcome others into the warmth we've created together. And now, my friends, let's take a deep breath and step into today's conversation, a moment of connection and discovery that I hope will leave your heart fuller than when you arrived. Thank you. Have you ever wondered how much power you really have over your life? What if I told you that reality is simply a reflection of your inner world? And by shifting your consciousness, you can create a life that feels like magic. So today we're diving into the profound truth that consciousness is the only reality and it holds the key to everything you desire. This is not just about positive thinking. It's about aligning your entire being with what you want to experience in life. We'll explore 3 shiny gold nuggets inspired by timeless teachings to help you understand how to harness your consciousness and create a reality that lights you up. And of course, I'll share some practical examples that you can use today. So grab a notebook, settle in, and let's unlock the extraordinary power within you. Shiny golden nugget number 1. Know what you want and claim it. Let me tell you a story about transformation. A few years ago, a friend of mine was trapped in a job that felt like it was draining the color out of her life. Every week, she'd call me frustrated and exhausted, venting about how she needed a better career. But every time I asked her what that actually meant, what it looked like, felt like, even tasted like, she came up blank. She was crystal clear about what she didn't want, but had no vision for what she did want. So one afternoon, I decided to push her. I asked her to close her eyes. I said, let's dream a little. Imagine your perfect work day. What's the first thing you do in the morning? Who are the people around you? What's the vibe in your office? What's in your inbox and how does it feel to open those emails? At first, she hesitated, but then something clicked. She started painting this vivid picture, working in a bright, open office filled with laughter and collaboration, leading creative projects she was passionate about, and ending each day with a deep sense of accomplishment. So for the first time, she didn't just talk about escaping her old job, she envisioned stepping into a new one. And here's the part that still gives me goosebumps. Within 6 months, she landed a position that aligned almost perfectly with the vision she described. So that's just to show you the power of clarity. Your consciousness is like a GPS. It can only take you to the destination you program into it. If your direction is vague, somewhere is better, or more money, you're not giving it a map. But when you're specific, the universe begins to align events, people, and opportunities to make your vision a reality. So, what you can do today is take out a journal and ask yourself these questions. If there were no limits, no fear, no obstacles, no realistic expectations, what would I choose for my life? And write it all down, every detail. If you're envisioning a new job, don't just imagine a promotion. Picture the team you want to work with, the energy of your workspace, the number on your paycheck, and the joy you feel at the end of a fulfilling day. If it's love you seek, don't just hope for a great relationship. Envision how it feels to be truly seen, truly valued, and deeply loved. Clarity, you can say clarity is power. The more vividly and specifically you define what you want, the more magnetic your consciousness becomes. By claiming your desire as if it's already yours, you ignite the creative force within you. So, what do you really want? Not the small, safe version you think is achievable, but the full, juicy, audacious truth of your heart's desire. Close your eyes, imagine it in technicolor detail, and then whisper to yourself, this is mine. Because the moment you claim it, the universe starts conspiring to bring it to life. Shiny golden nugget number 2. Live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When was the last time you let yourself really feel the future you want as if it's already yours? Not just daydreaming about it for a fleeting moment, but truly live in the joy, the peace, and the certainty of it. Because this, my dearest, is where the magic happens. Years ago, a woman at one of my workshops told me she felt trapped by financial stress. Every month, she'd stare at her bank account in sheer panic, replaying the same anxious thoughts, I'll never get ahead, I can't make this work. And her entire body radiated worry, and she carried the energy everywhere, into her work, her relationships, and her entire life. And I asked her, what would it feel like if the stress was gone? If you had more than enough, how would you hold yourself? How would you spend your days? At first, she didn't know. But then slowly, she started to describe a version of herself that lit up the room. A woman who paid bills with ease, who was generous, who woke up each morning with a deep sense of security and freedom. And then I asked her, that's who you are now, not someday, now. So here's the truth most people miss. Your reality is a mirror of your inner state. If you want to change your external world, you must first embody the feelings of your desired outcome. You must feel rich, loved, or successful before the world reflects it back to you. So how do you do this? Let's say you want financial abundance. The next time you feel anxious about money, pause. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, opening up a bank statement. The numbers on the screen show more than enough. You smile and pay your bills without hesitation. You plan a vacation for your family, booking flights without even checking the price. You donate to a cause that moves your heart because it feels good to share your abundance. Now, feel the lightness in your chest, the warmth of gratitude spreading through your body as you're imagining this. Stay there for a moment. This isn't pretending or tricking yourself. It's aligning your inner state with the reality you want to create. And this is why it works. Your emotions are the energy that magnetizes your desires. When you vibrate at the frequency of abundance, love, or success, you become a match for those experiences to flow into your life. And this is a tip for the day. Practice this before bed. When your mind is naturally drifting between consciousness and sleep, this is the perfect time to anchor your feelings of joy, security, and fulfillment. Visualize your desired life and let the emotions soak into your soul like a warm embrace. The life you desire isn't waiting for you somewhere out there. It's waiting for you to feel it into being right now. So start now. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and step into the version of yourself who already has it all, because that version of you is real. It's just waiting for you to call it forth. Shiny golden nugget number 3, let go and trust the process. And here's a part where so many of us trip up. We grip too tightly, trying to control every little detail of how our dreams should unfold. It's as if we don't trust the universe to do its job. But let me share something with you. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means opening yourself to the magic that happens when you stop micromanaging your miracles. A few years ago, a friend of mine was desperate to find the perfect partner. She had her list of qualities, her dating apps, her goals to meet someone by a specific date, and every week she'd tell me how disappointed she was that nothing was working. I'm doing all the right things, she said. Why isn't it happening? And one day I asked her to take a different approach. What if you trusted, I said. What if you stopped trying to figure out how or when and instead focused on feeling the love you want in your life? So she stopped swiping, stopped obsessing, and started focusing on herself. She spent evenings journaling about how it would feel to be cherished. She went on long walks, imagining her partner beside her, and she let go of the need for it to happen right now. A few months later, she met someone, not through an app or an event, but at her local coffee shop on a completely ordinary morning. That relationship turned into the deep, loving connection she'd been seeking all along. So letting go is not about abandoning your desires. It's about releasing the how and trusting that the universe has a better plan than you could ever imagine. So think of planting a seed in your garden. You wouldn't dig it up every day to check if it's sprouting. You simply water it, give it sunlight, and trust that nature knows what to do. Your manifestations work exactly the same way. When you've done the inner work, when you've aligned your consciousness with your desire, your job is to nurture it with trust and gratitude, not to obsess over how or when it will appear. I know what you're thinking, but what about if it doesn't happen? When those thoughts come up, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this. Your job is not to control when and how. Your only job is to stay in the feeling of trust and gratitude, knowing it's already done. If it helps, create a mantra. I trust the process. I release all control. What's meant for me will come to me, and repeat it until the weight of worry lifts. When you cling too tightly, you create resistance. The energy of desperation pushes what you want further away. But when you let go, you create space for miracles. you shift into a state of receiving, and the universe moves mountains to deliver what you're aligned with. Letting go is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of your trust in something greater than yourself. So, plant the seed of your desire, water it with gratitude, and then step back. Watch the magic unfold in ways you never could have planned. As we close today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered together. Your consciousness is your compass, your guide, and your greatest creative tool. By knowing what you want, living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and letting go of control, you open the door to a reality that feels like magic. But remember, this is not theory, it's a practice. So every small step you take to clarify your desires, feel them as already true, and trust the unfolding process brings you closer to the life you dream of. So think of today as a new beginning, a sacred invitation to step fully into your power. Close your eyes tonight and ask yourself, what does the best version of me look like? And what does it feel like to already live in that reality? Sit with that feeling, hold it close, and let it inspire your every move. You are more powerful than you can imagine. Your consciousness is the starting point of every beautiful thing waiting to unfold in your life. So as you go about your day, remember to dream boldly, feel deeply, and trust completely. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. If this episode sparked something within you, please share it with someone you love. Together, we can light the way for others to step into their own power. Until the next time, keep believing, keep creating, and keep shining. Sending you my love as always, and namaste.